Alamin ang mga maiinit na balita sa mundo ng palakasan. Power and Play, kasama niyo ako, Noli Iyala, tuwing Sabado mula alas 8 hanggang alas 10 ng umaga sa Radyo 5, 92.3 True FM. Dito tayo sa totoo.
25,000 watts ng totoong tunog ng FM radio.
Totoong pinalakas, totoong pinagtibay ng mga batikang mamamahayag sa paghahatid ng news,
Public service,
entertainment,
music,
information at inspiration para sa bawat kapatid, bawat Pilipino. Ito ang 92.3 Radyo 5 True FM. Dito tayo sa totoo.
Mukhang kailangan ko na naman palitan ng bubong ko, pare. Mag-iisang taong pa lang yan. May tulo na kagad.
Ay, bossing! Baka naman kasi hindi matibay yung ginamit nyo. Dapat ang gamitin mo ay cherry loom, ang yerong aluminum. Basta yero, cherry loom. Tibay protektado sa pangmatagalang yero.
Mainit at makabuluhang talakayan tungkol sa sports, kumpleto yan dito sa Power and Play. Mula sa mga paborito at naglalakihang atleta hanggang sa mga natatanging Pinoy sports figures na dapat niyong makilala, ihahatid yan dito sa Power and Play.
Kapwa ko Pilipino, ipagmalaki ang galing na meron tayo. Ilantad ang likas nating talento at magdala ng saya sa mundo. Sa harap ng pagsubok ay di susuko, para sa pangarap tayo'y porsigido. Magpakitang gilas na at huwag magpatalo, ipag-iwang natin ang Pilipino. Yan ang Pinoy. Mula noon at hanggang ngayon, talento natin ang bida. Mula sa simpleng bakuran hanggang entablado natin ipakita. May pagsubok man ng Pinoy, pinalalakas ng saya. San man tayo sa pulo, Chumbe, Sibay, Lakay, Amiga. Sama-samang pakita ang galing natin katropa sa kapwa ko Pilipino.
Pagtubos ng medalya, pagbawi ng tagumpay, redemption, big word, big show. E di paano? Bango na! Power and Play na! Power and Play with Noli Iyala. Isa pong magandang umaga sa inyo lahat, mga kapatid. Nagmumula po sa TV5 Media Center. Ito po ang Power and Play. Hatid sa inyo ng Cherry Loom, ang yerong may aluminum. Cherry Tigo, it's fun to drive. Chooks to go, ang nag-iisang manok ng bayan. True religion, where passion meets power, and of course, we are powered by smart. Live smart. Kamusta po kayo lahat, mga kapatid? Nako, ika-6 ng Mayo na pala, no? Ika-5 buwan na po ng taon. Parang kailan lang nagsimula ang 2023, nasa halos kalagitnaan na tayo, mga kapatid. Kaya binabati po natin lahat po ng ating mga suki, patuloy pong nakatutok sa Power and Play, lalong-lalo na po yung mga nakatutok sa 92.3 True FM. Dito tayo sa totoo. Yung po mga kapatid natin sa hanap buhay, lahat po ng uri ng manggagawa, mga pauwi sa kanilang mga bahay o di kaya papasok sa kanilang mga tanggapan, mga nasa palengke, mga security guard na nakikinig sa atin sa Radyo 5. And of course, lahat po ng nakatutok sa atin sa 1PH on Signal TV, lalong-lalo na po dyan sa Sariaya, Candelaria at Chaong, Quezon. Kamusta rin po sa lahat ng mga nanonood naman sa Facebook Live all over the world. Mayong buntag kaninyo tanan, dyan lang mo po sa Cebu City. Naku, sabi ko nga, Mayo na po. Ramdam na ramdam ang tindi ng init. Although nung kamakalawa, nagkaroon po tayo ng konting pagulan. Kaya nakaibsan po sa init natin. Pero ingat-ingat lang po yung mga nakabilad sa araw na nagtatrabaho po dyan. Ingat-ingat po. Kayo po ay magbaon lagi ng tubig at sumilong kapag talagang sobrang matindi na ang sikat ng araw. Mayo din po ay hudyat ng pagsisimula ng 32nd Southeast Asian Games. Kagagabi po ay na natanaw na po natin ang opening ceremonies ng Cambodia Southeast Asian Games. First time sa Phnom Penh, ginanap ang ating biennial meet ng mga bansa dito po sa ating rehiyon. At of course, ang Pilipinas ay kasama po dyan with our 1,115 strong delegation, 840 athletes, no, na lalaban po sa Southeast Asian Games ngayong edisyon pong ito. At napakaganda ng pagsisimula ng ating tinatawag na siguro ay pagbawi. Yun nga ang ating tema ngayong araw pong ito, redemption. Pagbawi ng tagumpay na dapat ay sa atin. Although tayo po ay mulat ng ating mata sa katotohanan baka mahirapan sapagkat napakarami pong mga patakaran ang binago ng host country na Cambodia. Kaya po marami sa ating atleta, lalong-lalo na yung mga ating pong napipintong siguradong makakakuha ng medalya ay tila nabawasan ang pagkakataong lumaban. Pero ganun pa man, tuloy po ang laban at nagsimula na nga ang paghakot ng medalya. Sinimulan po yan ng dalawang kababaihan na nanalo ng unang 2 gintong medalya para sa Pilipinas sa Jiu-Jitsu at sa sport na kun bokator. Si Kaila Napolis at si Angel Derla. Sila po ang nagsimula ng pagpanalo ng Pilipinas. Kasama na ang 2 pang silver at 3 pang bronze. Bago pa man nagbukas ng formal ang Southeast Asian Games, kaya po talagang maganda ang buena mano ng Pilipinas. Nasa 2nd pwesto na po tayo at mamaya hihimayin po natin, papasadahan natin yan, may live report pa tayo mula sa Phnom Penh. Mamaya rin po ating makakapanayam na ang 2 arkitekto ng tinatawag na Redeem Team ng perhaps pinakamahalagang gintong medalya sa Southeast Asian Games. Yun po ang basketball gold. Yan po ang ating hinahabol, yan po ang ating gustong tubusin. At makakasama po natin mamaya Coach Chot Reyes, head coach ng Gilas PIlipinas, at si Coach Tim Cone in 2 separate interviews to talk about the road to redemption. Mamaya po yan, abangan nyo in our 2nd hour. And of course, marami pa po tayong pag-uusapan tungkol sa tema nating pagtubos at pagbawi. Kaya dyan lang po kayo. Simulan na natin sa pamamagitan ng ating Sports Weekly Highlights. Power and Play with Com Noli Iyala. Kagaya na nabanggit ko kanina, may 2 ginto na agad ang Pilipinas sa 32nd Southeast Asian Games. Buena manong gold si Kaila Napolis na nasweep ang women's 52 kg division ng Nuza Gisa Jiu-Jitsu. Ewan ko kung tama yung aking pronunciation, pero yan po ay sa Jiu-Jitsu. Tinalo ni Napolis ang Cambodian athlete na si Jessica Khan na tumalo sa kanya noong 2019. Isang Pinay din ang nakaginto sa kun bokator event. Yan ang first-timer na si Angel Gwen Derla. Congratulations sa ating mga Pilipinas, sa ating mga Filipina athletes, and of course, patuloy po ang ating pagdarasal sa lahat ng atleta nating lalaban ngayong araw pong ito. 48 golds at stake today. Nakaranas din ng maagang heartbreak naman ang Pilipinas sa Southeast Asian Games. Laglag na sa medal contention ang Philippine men's volleyball team kasunod ng magkasunod nilang straight sets loss sa Indonesia at sa host country Cambodia. Ito na ang 2nd sunod na SEA Games na hindi pasok sa podium ang Pilipinas kasunod ng silver medal finish nila sa 2019 SEA Games. Kagabi, opisyal nang nagbukas ang SEA Games sa opening ceremony sa Phnom Penh. All Filipina athletes ang pumarada na pinangunahan ni Eliza Valdez bilang ang flag bearer. Ito ang unang beses na puro babae ang mga atletang delegado ng Pilipinas sa Parade of Nations. Ngayong araw po ay may 48 medalya na paglalabanan. Ilan sa mga event na inaasahang magwawagi ng ginto ang Pinas ay ang athletics, esports, jiu-jitsu at karate. Sana nga ay maparami pa. So laban lang Pilipinas. At segue tayo sa UAAP, rematch ng last year's finals ang mangyayari sa UAAP Season 86 Women's Volleyball Tournament. Naunang pumasok ang Lasal Lady Spikers sa finals matapos talunin ang UST Golden Tigresses. Balik finals din ang NU Lady Bulldogs na target madepensahan ang kanilang corona. Favorites naman manalo ang DLSU lalo't hindi pa sila natatalo ng NU ngayong taon. Bukas na po magsisimula ang best of 3 finals para sa women's volleyball ng UAAP. At yan po mga kapatid ang buod ng mga balita sa Sports Weekly Highlights. Of course mga kapatid, isa pang tinututukan natin at pag-uusapan din po natin ay ang redemption din. Doon naman sa NBA playoffs kung saan ngayon pong araw pong ito ay maglalaban ang 76ers at Celtics. In fact, sa kasalukuyan ay tumatakbo na yung larong yan. At mamaya naman yung Game 3 din ng Denver at ng Phoenix. Nako 1-1 po yung Philadelphia kontra Boston. Makatapos na manalo ang Boston ng Game 2 ng tinambakan nilang Philadelphia na nakabawi sila. So ang tanong ngayon kung makakabawi ang Philadelphia sa kanilang home court. Samantala, doon naman po sa panig ng Phoenix at ng Denver, ang Phoenix po ay naghahanap pa rin ng kanilang unang panalo. So home court nila din po lalaruin ang Game 3. So magkakaalaman din kung sila po ay makakabawi. Pinag-uusapan natin ang pagbawi sa basketball. Kagaya po na nabanggit ko kanina, isa sa pinakamahalagang gintong medalya na inaabangan ng ating mga sports fans ay ang basketball gold sa Southeast Asian Games. Alam po natin ang nangyari noong 2021 sa Hanoi kung saan tayo po ay napatalsik sa trono ng basketball ng Indonesia. Kaya naman po ay 2 taong ininda ng Pilipinas ang masakit na pagkatalo na yan. Kaya ngayong araw pong ito, sa likod ng paghahanda ng Gilas PIlipinas, ito po ang ating pupulsuhan sa pulso ng bayan. Hatid sa inyo ng Chooks to Go, ang nag-iisang manok ng bayan. Ito po ang ating tanong, kaya ba na ma-reclaim ng Gilas PIlipinas ang gold medal sa basketball sa 32nd Southeast Asian Games? Ulitin ko po yan Kaya ba ng Gilas na mabalik ang titulo sa ating bansa? Lalong-lalo na ang mahalagang gintong medalya sa Cambodia. Kung gusto niyo pong magbigay ng inyong kuro-kuro, mag-text lamang or mag-post lamang sa aming Facebook page ng Power and Play o di kaya sa aking Twitter account @NollyIyala. Mamaya po pipili kami ng 2 nagpadala ng kanilang komentaryo at mananalo po yan ng gift certificates mula sa Chooks to Go, ang nag-iisang manok ng bayan. Ako, napakasarap po ng harissa roast ng Chooks to Go. Mamaya po i-announce natin yan. Talking about announcements, tuloy-tuloy po ang promo ng Joyride Super App dito sa Power and Play, ang ating pong top-up promo ng Joyride. Napakadali po para manalo ng 1,000 pesos JR Pay wallet credits na magagamit ninyo sa delivery, sa motorcycle taxi at sa Joyride car. Simple lang po i-download ang latest version ng Joyride Super App. Nakikita nyo po yung QR code sa aming screen. Pwede nyo pong kuhanan yan. Tapos kuhanan nyo po yung screenshot ng app's home screen. Isama nyo po inyong pangalan na naka-appear dun sa screenshot. Ipadala po ang screenshot sa Power and Play Facebook page via private message at isama nyo po ang inyong buong pangalan at registered mobile number sa inyong Joyride account. Sa kaduluduluhan po ng show, kami ay pipili ng 5 mananalo ng 1,000 pesos e-wallet credits mula sa Joyride Super App, ang bago nyo pong kasundo. Alright mga kabigan, ready na tayo sapagkat marami po tayong pag-uusapan ngayon. Redemption Day, of course. Simulan na natin sa ating paboritong Fast Take.
Power and Play with NollyIyala.
At ang Fast Take ay hatid sa inyo ng Cherry Tigo. It's fun to drive. At ngayong araw pong ito, mga veteranong sports scribes ang ating mga kasama. Walang iba kundi ating mga kaibigan sa show. Si Francis Ochoa at si Abak Cordero. Magandang umaga. Gentlemen, Francis and Abak, thank you for joining us this morning.
Good morning everyone.
Good morning, Chairman. Good morning, Team Cell.
Maganda ang mga jacket natin ngayon. Puro Pilipinas ang ating mga jacket. Talagang panglaban ito. So, let me begin with this bago tayo magpunta sa ating mga issues. Alam naman natin, pagkadating ng SEA Games, laging pabor yung host. Sa tingin niyo ba panahon na para alisin na natin itong mga variations sa rules? Dapat bang siguro talagang maglabi na ang ating bansa na alisin na yung iba't ibang klaseng mga laro? Alam mo, binabasa ko yung mga laro. Merong Kun Kemer, merong Kun Bukatar, may Bobinam, merong pa nga Chak Trang Chess. Hindi ko alam kung anong klaseng chess ito, pero sa tingin niyo ba panahon na yan, Francis?
Ako, I think it's time, no. Siguro hindi lang dahil nagagamit ng host nation or what, pero ang point din kasi is it helps the region improve kung yung mga Olympic sports ang naka-focus talaga during the SEA Games para iangat din yung level ng Southeast Asia.
In that sense, Abak, sa tingin mo ba mahihirapan? Do you think there will be a lot of pushback mula sa ibang mga bansa? Lalong-lalo na kagaya ng Cambodia na alam naman natin ay traditionally hindi naman powerhouse pagdating sa Southeast Asian Games.
Yes, I think the POC President, Congressman Mayor Tolentino, is already spearheading a move to ayusin naman natin itong calendar of events ng SEA Games. Otherwise, tanggalin na lang natin ito SEA Games. Pati Olympic sports nawawala hindi ba? So, wag naman sana. Dahil kung ito na nga ang stepping stone, bakit inaalis minsan ng Olympic sports sa calendar ng SEA Games? Sana magawa nila na maayos ang forma.
Actually, nung nandun tayo sa PSC, napag-usapan nga namin yan ni Mayor Bambol. In fact, one of the things that we were suggesting is to come up with our own traditional games, no? Parang Southeast Asian traditional games. So doon na lang natin pagsama-samahin lahat ng mga larong ika nga ay rooted sa ating kultura. Sama na natin ang sungka kung gusto nila ng pusoy. Magagaling ang Pinoy dyan, di ba? All right. Let me ask you about another thing. Another topic. Simula ng Game 3 ng dalawang serye, Sixers Celtics, Suns at Nuggets doon sa kabilang sa West. I will get your bold prediction for game number 3. Abak, sino sa tingin mo ang mananalo ngayong araw na ito doon sa dalawang serye?
Ako, kasi talaga malapit ang puso ko sa Boston So, kahit sinong kalaban, Boston. And ako, I'm looking forward talaga yung yung Lakers versus Warriors
Uy,
so,
bigat
first playoff matchup in 32 years yata. I think so. Talagang nandun ako Yun lang ang ginigisingan ko tsaka itong power play
Yun! Yan ang gusto ko sa iyo Hindi, pero doon sa Suns Nuggets, Abak, sino sa tingin mo? Game 3. Lamang ang Denver 2-0. Sa tingin mo ba 3-0 na to o baka kabawi?
2-1 naman.
2-1. Okay.
Para PBA lang yan
Okay. Francis, ikaw, sino ang picks mo for today's game? I'm not talking about the entire series.
Mahirap ako tanungin yan, Com, because pareho kami ni Habak asking anything NBA, medyo Celtics talaga
Wow.
Since Larry Bird pa, so minsan kahit dehado na ganun pa rin Celtics pa rin so that's where I'm leaning towards sa East, no? Sa West, ang hirap lang kasi ng it all depends kung ano yung sitwasyon ni Chris Paul, di ba? So and everything, so and the fact na number 1 yung Nuggets, and mahirap lang kasi sa Suns. I think yung NBA na trade deadline is supposed to fill yung mga crucial na kailangan mo, but not the main scorer, no? Mahirap yung mag-adapt ka ng isang main player at the middle of the season. So hindi ko alam kung kaya nilang i-overcome yung mga ganun na bagay, no? So medyo lamang talaga yung Denver.
Alright. Well, ako, alam niyo naman ako, Philadelphia fan ako, kaya doon tayo magkakalaban, magkakahiwalay ang puti sa dikolor, pero kahit na anong klaseng laro ang amin, talagang diehard din tayo. So, of course, home court, I think Game 3, although lamang ang Celtics sa kasalukuyan ng 3 puntos, sa tingin ko, Philadelphia ngayong araw pong ito. Doon sa kabila naman, I think kahit papano makakabawi ang Phoenix. Sabi nga ni Coach Monty Williams, meron naman silang panakip kung may mangyari daw kay Chris Paul. So, yun na nga. Tingnan natin kung yan ay magkakatotoo. Magandang laban yan ngayong araw na to. Pero maganda rin ang ating mga pag-uusapan sa ating mga issues. Kaya alam nyo na ang drill. Walang tama, walang mali. Bato-bato sa langit. Tamaan, huwag magagalit. Ang mahalaga lamang ang opinyon ni Abak at ni Francis. So, here's our first issue of the morning tungkol sa Southeast Asian Games. Bukod sa mga inaasahan nating mga magiginto sa SEA Games, sinong atleta at anong mga Pinoy team ang inaabangan ninyo? I'll begin with you, Francis. 1 minute. Go!
Okay, so akin no personally, this is just a personal choice for me, no. I'm really closely monitoring yung weightlifting team natin.
Oo.
Ang ganda kasi ng kwento ng mga to eh. I visited some of their homes sa Bohol. I met their families. Nakipagkwentuhan ako, and it really felt na ibang klase yung kwento nila, no. And aside from that, now that Hidilyn is opted out of the SEA Games, it's nice to see if kaya nilang i-carry yung conversation on the sport, no, without someone who is arguably one of the greatest Filipino athletes ever, no. So kaya ako, I'm really hoping na pati yung mga sports fans natin will join me in really following this, no, especially since 5 of the SEA Games members athletes will be coming from Korea pa, so parang back to back yung competition. So interesting to see how they will perform in Cambodia.
Very good. Well, we had Elrin Ando last week sa show, and sabi nga niya talagang napakahirap ng tatahakin nila, but I totally agree with you, Francis. Weightlifting is a very interesting sport. Abak, same question. Bukod sa mga inaasahan nating magiginto sa SEA Games, sino pa ang inaabangan mo dyan sa mga atleta at mga teams natin? 1 minute, Abak. Go!
Ako, wag na yung bukod. Talagang sa akin, what else? All eyes. Nasa men's basketball team ng Gilas PIlipinas. Alam naman natin what happened in Hanoi last year, no? When we were there, when we lost the gold medal, which is closest to the hearts of the Filipinos, ano? Wake-up call yan, na talagang catching up na yung iba. May mga naturalization, ganyan. Kaya talagang mabigat ang laban. Pagka hindi natin nabawi ang gold, baka mag-face mask sila lahat. Paglansa na iya. But with Justin Brownlee around, despite the limited time to prepare and the absence of some players, I think Coach Chot can get the job done. And I'm looking forward to that.
Wag na mag-face mask, Abak.
Oh.
Baka pag natalo, baka hindi na umuwi yan. Dumiretso na sa training camp.
Madami pa. Sila Kaloyulo, sila EJ Obiena, yung obstacle sports, 444 ang gusto. Si Vanessa Sarno, yung weightlifting in the absence of Hidilyn Diaz. Lahat yan worth looking forward to. So let's all support them.
Absolutely. And I totally agree with you. Ako, well, as lahat ng sinabi mo, Abak, I am also looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to our esports team. Of course, our golf team, si Rian Maliksi is a young golfer. I'm hoping that she will perform well. At yung aking pamangkin, si Miko Ayala sa tennis. Sana nga, kahit papano, yun ang tinututukan namin na si Miko ay magkaroon ng sarili niyang pathway towards success. So that'll be interesting.
Good luck.
All right, we go to our second issue of the morning. Naku, ito tungkol naman sa PBA. Naku, alam naman natin na matagal matutulog ang PBA at sila ay makakapaghanda para sa 48th season na darating magbubukas sa Oktubre. Pero in the meantime, merong PBA Tour na kung saan sila ay mag-eksperimento ng mga changes sa rules. So ang tanong, sa mga napipintong rule changes sa PBA, ano sa tingin nyo ang pinaka makakatulong sa liga? Abak, 1 minute, go!
Chairman, I heard pumasa na sa first reading itong charter change na to, no? Maganda intentions to improve the game and make it more exciting. But foremost for me is the coach's challenge. Okay yan because it will keep the referees on their toes na pwede na makontest ang tawag nila during the game and not after. Di ba? The referee's decision is no longer final pagdating sa foul, sa last touch, sa act of shooting, traveling, backward violation, and even sa shot clock. Importante yan because minsan one bad call or one missed call can decide the outcome of the game, especially sa end game. One challenge per half ang allowed. And if unsuccessful, credited as a timeout. Yan ang ano dyan eh.
Well,
may mga changes pa, yung mga game clock, running time na yata sa final minute, yung 0.02, 0.01, hindi na playable yan dahil baka nga naman mag-dribble pa at i-shoot eh, di ba? Okay sa akin lahat yung changes na yan, just don't reinvent the wheel.
Alright. Well, alam mo, isa lang akin worry. Yung kayang challenge, pwede rin i-challenge. Kunyari, challenge mo at nagbalit. Pwede mo ba kayang i-challenge ulit yun? Alright.
May appeal, may appeal.
Appeal. Francis, same question. Sa mga expected na rule changes sa PBA, ano sa tingin mo ang pinaka makakatulong para sa liga? 1 minute, Francis. Go!
Without a doubt, no, yung coach's challenge talaga. So, maganda yung explanation ni Abak. So, idadagdag na lang natin kasi one of the things na during engagement with our readers sa Inquirer, ang akala kasi nila it's just yung challenge is an extension ng replay na parang i-include na natin yung mga fouls sa but it's not, no. The key difference here is yung current replay, pag hindi malinaw yung evidence, the call on the floor stands. Pero ito, you're actually putting pressure on officials to say, tama ba ako or mali yung tawag ko, di ba? So, kailangan talagang ma-finalize yung implementation nito because to give the league time din to put together yung logistical and administrative requirements para maayos na kasi crucial to eh. I mean, there have been a lot of games. I think yung pinaka-famous recently, yung TNT Magnolia nga, di ba?
Correct.
Question. So, I think it's proof na the coach's challenge is the one that's really needed right now.
Tama. Well, I totally agree. And again, we have to reiterate na ang rason para sa ganyang klaseng pagpabago is to get the call correctly. Hindi po para guluhin ang laro, hindi po. It is to make sure that the referees get the right call. So, sana nga yan ay maging mahusay at makatulong sa liga, maayos ang ating officiating. At sana hindi rin mag-cause ng delay kasi baka naman umabot ng 5 minuto yung challenge makatulog na yung mga viewers, no. I am also looking at yung mga pwede nilang i-challenge na mga calls. I think very limited din ang ginawa ng PBA naman. Hindi naman inopen yung buong laro. So that's also very interesting. Of course, the take foul is also going to be interesting sapagkat yan yung ginagawa ng mga player nung araw na parang tinatawag natin deliberate, but there is a difference between the deliberate foul and a take foul. So again, these are very important and maybe significant changes na gagawin. Sana nga makita natin yan dun sa PBA on tour na magsisimula na rin this coming May. Alright, sa ating third and final issue of the morning, ito ay bumalik tayo sa Southeast Asian Games because of course, lahat tayo ay naghahangad na maganda ang maging takbo ng Pilipinas. Champion tayo overall in 2019, pang-apat tayo sa Hanoi. So ang tanong, ano ang assessment nyo na magiging ranking ng Pilipinas sa SEA Games ngayon? I'll begin with you, Francis. 1 minute. Go!
Okay, so for right now I think the trend kita naman natin na the powerhouse sa region, nandiyan yung Vietnam, Thailand, Indonesia, and probably Malaysia also, no. So medyo pag nag-fourth or third tayo diyan sa medyo maganda na, no. And hindi natin pwedeng sabihin na grabe third or fourth Southeast Asian Games because remember a lot of these countries powerhouse in certain sports, no. So
right.
Yun yung we have to consider that, no. But every time na ang host hindi one of those four, medyo mas nahihirapan yung Pilipinas kasi it not just because hahabol yung mga Cambodia or East Timor, pero nakukuha din nila yung some of the medals or some of the goals that come with us. So I think for third or fourth team Philippines would be really good in this edition of the SEA Games.
Wow, taas yun ha. Talagang third or fourth. That is a very, very impressive showing if ever we can reach that. Alright, Abak, same question. Ano ang assessment mo sa possible na finishing ng Pilipinas sa SEA Games?
Okay, I agree with Francis, ano. Pero sa SEA Games kasi mahirap talaga mag-predict because madami dito talaga, or if not yung subjective sports meaning the decision is in the hands of the referees or the judges, ano. But as far as the medal tally is concerned, I think it will be very difficult for the Philippines to land in the podium. Of course, hindi naman mission impossible, ano. Pero sa SEA Games kasi yung host country enjoys the leeway or the luxury of galawin yung calendar of events to their advantage. Kaya ang trend is in the last 10 stages of the SEA Games, 8 beses nag-champion ang host country. Kasama na tayo dyan noong 2019. Dagdag mo na rin yung 2005. Nag-host tayo, champion tayo. But Cambodia, being a perennial 8th place, I don't think that they can land in the on top. So baka i-dislodge tayo niyan sa 4th, magpipip tayo, at pag naungusan tayo Singapore, magsi-6 tayo, okay, malungkot. The real battle is in the Asian Games and the Olympics.
Yan. And of course, may inaabangan tayong individual sports na ating suportahan. Ako, as far as I'm concerned, I know it's going to be a tough battle. In fact, nung tayo nandun sa PSC, napag-usapan din namin yan, lalong-lalo na yung mga inalis na mga events sa mga bawat sports, yung pinigilan yung dami ng pwedeng salihan ng ating mga potential medalists. It's going to be tough. Pero ang puso ng Pilipino ay ating makikita. Yun lang naman ang hinihiling natin sa atleta. Lumaban para sa ating bayan. At kung ano man ang maging resulta niyan, tanggapin natin mga kapatid sapagkat atletang Pilipino pa rin yan. Abak, Francis, thank you again for joining me this morning. Ingat kayo at tutukan natin ang SEA Games. Maraming salamat sa inyong dalawa.
Salamat. Ay, gusto ko lang i-congratulate. Nandyan pala yung golden girl natin. Congratulations for winning the first Philippine gold. Cambodian pa yung kalaban niya.
Yes. Mamaya makakasama natin ang ating kauna-unahang medalist sa SEA Games.
Wow, congratulations. Thank you, Chairman.
Maraming salamat mga kaibigan, ang ating mga kaibigan, si Francis Ochoa ng Philippine Daily Inquirer at si Aba Cordero ng Philippine Star sa Fast Take. Thank you so much. Alright, bago tayo magpatuloy, isa muna pong paalala mula sa ating mga kaibigan sa Smart. Puso Pilipinas is a movement to celebrate the Filipino athlete powered by Smart. Follow them on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Get a chance to win exclusive Puso Pilipinas merch by sharing their Facebook page in your social media accounts with hashtag Puso Pilipinas. The Giga Life app is the latest mobile app from Smart that lets you discover and enjoy your passions with the different Giga promos. It can be downloaded and used by Smart Postpaid, Smart Prepaid, Bro Prepaid, and TNT subscribers via the Apple or Google Play Store. What can the Giga Life app do for me? Check your balance, monitor your current subscription, top up using debit credit card, subscribe to the latest Giga promos, monitor your data consumption, auto-detect your mobile number when you are connected to Smart Network one-tap subscription to the most popular offer, Giga Video 99. And of course, Power and Play is powered by Smart. Live Smart. When we return, makakasama po natin ang ating kauna-unahang gold medalist sa 32nd Southeast Asian Games, Jiu-Jitsu Queen Kaila Napolis. At meron po tayong live reporting from the Southeast Asian Games in Phnom Penh. Ito po ang Power and Play. Hatid sa inyo ng Cherry Loom, Cherry Tigo, Chooks to Go at ng True Religion. Ang oras po natin, 8:36 ng umaga.
I dare to dream big. To be a voice of my generation. To inspire resilience in the face of roadblocks. And in sharing my stories, I let others share in my passion.
Follow Kai's stories on Twitter and share yours. With Smart Double Giga Stories. Share 2 times the passion with 2 gigabytes for Twitter and more. Guaranteed every day, plus data for all sites.
Simple. Smart ako.
Nag-uumapaw sa real chicken juice. Naswak sa panlasa ng buong pamilya. Available in sweet roast, pepper roast, at harissa roast variants. Chooks to go. Masarap kahit walang sauce. Tawag na sa Chooks to Go Delivery Hotline 8687-1010 o online sa chookstogodelivery.com or via GrabFood at Foodpanda.
It's a true summer sa Radyo 5 True FM. Dito tayo sa totoo.
Mukhang kailangan ko na naman palitan ng bubong ko, pare. Mag-iisang taong pa lang yan. May tulo na kagad.
Ay, bossing! Baka naman kasi hindi matibay yung ginamit nyo. Dapat ang gamitin mo ay cherry loom, ang yerong aluminum. Basta yero, cherry loom. Tibay protektado sa pangmatagalang yero.
Bakit Wonder Nanay ang nanay mo?
Ako po si Grace, taga San Jose del Monte, Bulacan. Ang mama ko kasi siya na tumayong nanay at tatay naming magkakapatid. Napaka mapagmahal at supportive sa lahat ng bagay. Kaya isa siyang dakilang ina. Happy Mother's Day!
Ngayong Mother's Day and every day, mabuhay ang mga Wonder Nanay. Mula sa 92.3, Radyo 5, True FM. Dito tayo sa totoo.
Mukhang kailangan ko na naman palitan ng bubong ko, pare. Mag-iisang taong pa lang yan. May tulo na kagad.
Ay, bossing! Baka naman kasi hindi matibay yung ginamit nyo. Dapat ang gamitin mo ay cherry loom, ang yerong aluminum. Basta yero, cherry loom. Tibay protektado sa pangmatagalang yero.
Mula May 5 hanggang May 17, 2023, muling ipapakita ng atletang Pilipino ang kanyang lakas, talino at tapang sa 32nd Southeast Asian Games sa Phnom Penh, Cambodia. Abangan at pakinggan sa mga programa ng 92.3 Radyo 5 True FM ang SEA Games updates. Makibalita, makiisa at suportahan ang Team Pilipinas sa 92.3 Radyo 5 True FM. Dito tayo sa totoo. On May 6, 2023, the King will be crowned. Makibalita sa makasaysayang coronation of King Charles III at ang pagdiriwang ng England bilang pagsalubong sa kanilang hari. Abangan ng coronation updates sa mga programa ng 92.3 Radyo 5 True FM. Dito tayo sa totoo.
Mukhang kailangan ko na naman palitan ng bubong ko, pare. Mag-iisang taong pa lang yan. May tulo na kagad.
Ay, bossing! Baka naman kasi hindi matibay yung ginamit nyo. Dapat ang gamitin mo ay cherry loom, ang yerong aluminum. Basta yero, cherry loom. Tibay protektado sa pangmatagalang yero.
Tutukan gabi-gabi ang malalimang pagsisiyasat ng mga napapanahong balita. Hihimayin ang iba't ibang anggulo para sa mas malawak na diskusyon at impormasyon. Samahan sina Ed Lingao at Mian Los Baños mula sa Frontline tonight, Lunes hanggang Biyernes, 10:35 p.m. sa TV5.
Mukhang kailangan ko na naman palitan ng bubong ko, pare. Mag-iisang taong pa lang yan. May tulo na kagad.
Ay, bossing! Baka naman kasi hindi matibay yung ginamit nyo. Dapat ang gamitin mo ay cherry loom, ang yerong aluminum. Basta yero, cherry loom. Tibay protektado sa pangmatagalang yero.
Broadcasting from the Radyo 5 studios in Reliance Street, Mandaluyong City, in Mega Manila. 25,000 watts of true broadcast quality. Mas pinalakas, mas pinalawak, mas pinalinaw na tunog ng AM sa FM. Ito ang 92.3 Radyo 5 True FM. True FM. Dito tayo sa totoo.
Power and Play with Com Noli Iyala. Alright mga kaibigan, binabati po natin lahat ng ating mga suki at dyan po nakikita ngayon natin ang medal standings ng Southeast Asian Games as of this morning. Lumalamang po ang Cambodia, ang host country, with 5 golds, 4 silvers and a total of 9 medals. Ang Pilipinas po ay nasa pangalawang pwesto, 2 golds, 2 silvers and 3 bronzes. Pangatlo po ang Thailand, 1-1-1 at ang Laos, 1 gold and 3 bronzes. Indonesia has 1 silver at the moment. As of 7:38 po yan ngayong umaga. Mamaya po ma-update pa natin ang ating pong medal tally. So maganda po ang simula ng Pilipinas at ang rason kung bakit po maganda ang ating panimula ay kasama natin mismo ngayong umaga live. Walang iba kundi ang kauna-unahang gold medalist sa 32nd Southeast Asian Games ng Pilipinas, si Kaila Napolis. Magandang umaga, Kaila.
Hello, magandang umaga sa inyo. Thank you for having me.
Congratulations on your wonderful victory sa Jiu-Jitsu. Ay, ikaw ba? Unang-una, are you still in Cambodia, Kaila?
Yes, nandito pa kami. May mga laban pa mamaya tsaka bukas. So, kailangan kong tumulong din.
Ang ganda. Well, unang-una, talagang nakakatuwa na even bago pa magbukas ang games ng formal, tayo'y nanalo na ng gold medal sa Jiu-Jitsu. How do you feel, Kaila, sa iyong pagkapanalo?
Siyempre, sobrang overwhelming. Sobrang saya ko na finally nakalaban ko ulit siya at nanalo din ako ng gold. Kasi nung last 2019, nakalaban ko siya.
Oo.
Silver lang nakuha ko nun eh.
Of course, ang pinag-uusapan po ni Kaila, mga kapatid, ay si Jessa Khan ng host country Cambodia na tinalo niya dun po sa Newaza Nogi 52 kilogram event ng Jiu-Jitsu. Expected mo ba na siya uli makakatapat mo, Kaila?
Expected ko na siya makakatapat ko kasi sila yung host country, sila yung namili ng weight. So, sobrang sikat niya kasi dito sa Cambodia. Tsaka
really,
dun sa Jiu-Jitsu world actually, siya yung isa sa mga pinakamagaling.
Wow.
So, idol siya ng mga tao, kahit sa Philippines.
Oo.
So,
well, nakita ko nga na very emotional yung after you won. You were very emotional with that victory. Ano ba yun? Tears or ano ba yun? Feelings of relief? Or talagang parang yung ba ay feeling na yung sakripisyong binigay mo ay talagang nagantimpalaan?
Actually, hindi ko na alam eh. Parang mixed emotions na siya lahat. Na parang nag-flashback na lahat ng mga yung journey ko going here,
right.
Going sa SEA Games.
Yeah.
Tsaka parang relief na din na natapos na parang nakuha ko yung gusto kong medal, tsaka nakuha ko yung panalo para sa country.
In 2019, of course, you lost to the same Jessa Khan dun sa 49 kilograms. At ngayon, yun nga, nakabawi ka, redemption para sa'yo and for Team Philippines. What did you do differently this time, Kaila, that you think was key to this victory?
I think sobrang iba na talaga yung laro ko from 2019 to ngayon. Ang dami ko nang ginawang mga trainings. Yung coaches ko kasi, tinulungan talaga ako na para lumakas, nag-strength and conditioning, in-introduce nila sa akin yung nutrition. And nag-training camps din kami sa international and local. Mm-hmm. So, yung coaches and teammates ko talaga yung tumulong sa akin para makuha yung gold medal.
In that sense, gaano kalaking tulong si Maggie Ochoa at saka si Ani Ramirez sa'yo?
Sila yung tumulong sa akin mag-warm up. So, yun, para nakaka-boost talaga ng ego na nandyan sila, nag-support, sumisigaw. Alam din ni Maggie Ochoa yung mga galaw ng ibang mga kalaban ko sa division. So, siya din yung nag-a-advise sa akin na kung ano yung mga grip na kailangan gawin.
Wow.
So, sobrang laking tulong talaga nila.
Ang ganda ng marinig na yung mga magkakasama sa Team Philippines ay talagang nagtutulungan para makuha ang gold medal. How long did you train for this, Kaila?
Yung training naman sa Jiu-Jitsu, hindi naman siya tumitigil. So, since 2019, continuous pa rin yung training. Before the pandemic, nag-train lang kami sa bahay, sa living room, nung nagka-pandemic.
Oo nga.
Then, nung nag-open na, doon na kami nag-training talaga, local and international.
Nabalitaan nga namin yung ganun ang ginagawa ng mga jiu-jitsu athletes natin. Pero in your training, specifically, saan ka nag-concentrate? Nasa feeling mo, yun ang pwedeng i-improve mo from your performance in the past?
Yung training namin, nag-research talaga kami ng mga bagong techniques eh. Hindi, kasi sa jiu-jitsu, lagi nag-update yung mga techniques. Kailangan talagang mag-research kung ano yung mga bagong ginagawa, kung ano na yung mga... ang dami kasing nai-invento ngayong mga techniques sa jiu-jitsu. So, dapat aware kami kung ano yung mga bago.
Oh.
So, yun talaga, yung sa technique talaga yung importante.
All right. Well, a lot of people want to know more about you, Kaila. Unang-una, when did you take up the sport? Kailan ka ba nagsimula na maglaro ng jiu-jitsu?
Nag-start ako noong 2013 before mag-college kasi wala akong magawa ng summer. So yun, trinay ko lang, yung kapatid ko nauna siya mag-jiu-jitsu, niyaya niya ako mag-train. Tapos since then, na-addict na ako mag-jiu-jitsu.
Were you an athlete even before that? Meron ka bang nilalarong sport?
No. Actually, sa bahay lang ako. Bahay school
Talaga?
lang before.
Wow! So this is like a 10-year journey at ngayon, SEA Games gold medalist ka na.
Yes, parang ito na lang yung outlet ko, ito lang yung way ko para makalabas before. So,
wow.
Parang ito talaga yung sobrang na-addict talaga ako sa sport na to.
Sinong nag-motivate at nag-inspire sa'yo, Kaila, to be good in this sport?
Yung motivation, I think yung mga coaches ko sa Philippines, si Coach Manny Jimenez, tsaka yung kapatid ko kasi, nag-jiu-jitsu din siya. Siya talaga yung nauna ng, I think, mga around 1 month ahead. Tapos, niyaya niya ako mag-jiu-jitsu. Tapos, kami din yung magka-size kami. So, kami din yung training partner. Siya din yung nag-drive sa akin papunta sa jiu-jitsu. So, yung mga inspiration ko, yun. Si Marvin Mariano also, my boyfriend, brown belt din siya sa jiu-jitsu, tsaka magaling din siya. So, yung parang environment ko, sila talaga yung tumutulong sa akin para mag-grow dito sa sport na to.
Talagang support group, ika nga, both from within your team and outside your team, kumpletong-kumpleto. Ang jiu-jitsu has been a consistent gold medal, or at least medal producer sa SEA Games and in other competitions. Do you think that you are getting enough? Meron ba bang kailangan ng jiu-jitsu at the sport of jiu-jitsu sa bansa para lalo pa natin palakihin ito?
I think lumalaki na yung jiu-jitsu ngayon. Hindi pa siya masyadong sikat actually. So, kailangan pa ng mga international competitions para ma-recognize pa rin yung jiu-jitsu sa Philippines and jiu-jitsu abroad. Yun po.
Sabi mo nga kanina, you are still in Phnom Penh at susuporta ka pa sa iba nating mga athlete, of course, sa jiu-jitsu. What is up? What's coming up, and ano ang prediction mo para sa iba mo pang mga kakampi sa jiu-jitsu?
Actually, exciting. Mamaya yung laban ni Annie Ramirez sa Nogi, under 57. So, yun, feeling ko malaki yung chance nun. And then yung actually, dalawang teammates namin din na sa lalaki. Under 62, si Myron Mangubat, and under 69, si Michael Chu. Malaki din yung chance na magka-medal dun sa tatlong Newaza competitions.
On your part, Kaila, what is up for you? What's next for you after the SEA Games?
After the SEA Games, meron na naman kaming mga malalaking competition. So, merong sa July agad, yung Worlds, sa JJIF Worlds. And then, merong Asian Games, tsaka Asian Indoor Games. Yun yung tatlong malalaking pinaghahandaan talaga namin.
And of course, because of your gold medal, malaki ang reward at incentive na makukuha mo. Naisip mo na ba kung saan mo gagamitin yung insentibong manggagaling sa ating pamahalaan?
Actually, yung incentive, gusto ko talagang ilagay siya sa training kasi gusto ko pang mas gumaling. Ang dami ko pang kailangang matutunan, ang dami ko pang kailangang i-research ulit. Siyempre, lagi nag-update. Tsaka, alam kong galit sa bawi yung mga kalaban ko. So, kailangan ko ding mas gumaling pa.
Alright, syempre yan ang magandang marinig because bata ka pa, you're only 25, 'di ba? Kaila? And you still have a long ways to go. Ang dami pang SEA Games na pwede mong salihan and of course mga World Championships. So we certainly are hoping for more medals para sa iyo. Your final message to your supporters, to your team, to your fans, and to the Filipino sports fans na talagang nagdasal and of course nagbubunyi sa pagkapanalo ni Kaila Napolis.
Hello, thank you so much sa pag-support sa akin. Marami pang ibang mga lalaro, so supportahan nyo din sila. Yun lang po, manood po kayo sa mga iba po.
Maraming salamat, Kaila. We are very proud of you and we look forward to many more medals para sa Jiu-Jitsu. Maraming salamat and congratulations.
Thank you.
Mga kaibigan, ang kauna-unahan nating gold medalist sa 32nd Southeast Asian Games live sa Power and Play. Walang iba kundi si Kaila Napolis. Nako, pambihira po talaga ang kanya nagawa. Tinalo niya ang isa palang superstar sa host country Cambodia. Mahirap po yan and yet nagawa ng ating kababayan. Pagpatuloy po natin ang pagdarasal sa ating mga atleta. Talking about ang ating mga atleta, silipin po nga natin ngayon ang mga kaganapan dyan sa Phnom Penh, Cambodia sa pamamagitan ng ating sports correspondent from One Sports. Walang iba kundi si Doreen Suway Baguio. Magandang umaga, Doreen. First of all, we saw the opening ceremonies. Kamusta yon? How was it? And how was it having an all-female delegation para sa Pilipinas?
First of all, good morning sa inyong lahat dyan, Comnoli. The event last night, it was spectacular. It was nothing short of spectacular. Midnight na kami nakauwi dito sa hotel, galing sa stadium, pero sobrang pagod, sobrang sulit ng pagod kasi sobrang pinaghandaan nila yung event. They even had a pre-show entertainment. Meron silang cultural dances, may performances from local singers, LED lights display ng mga famous landmarks in the country. And of course, that was just the start of the show. As you mentioned, ang main event nun was the Parade of Nations where we were represented by an all-Filipina delegation, spearheaded, of course, by our very own volleyball star, Alyssa Valdez. So sa Parade of Nations, she was joined by Sarina Bolden, Ina Palacios from our women's football team, track and field star natin na si Christina Knott, Rubelan Amit, billiards veteran, Rian Maliksi from our golf team, Alyssa Malyari who just won one of the bronze medals for us. So of course, that is just to name a few. And nakaka-proud, Comnol, to see our Filipina athletes waving that flag and walking into that stadium with pride on their faces.
Was there a good number of Filipinos na nanood at sumuporta? Did you see the Filipino community coming out to support Team Philippines, Doreen?
Not really, Comnoli, kasi napakalaki ng stadium and we stayed near the entrance kung nandun yung delegates natin. So we couldn't really see kung meron tayong mga kababayan na nasa stands, especially since it was a very big stadium. Napakalaki. I think it was 70,000 seater stadium. So we couldn't really, it would have been nice to see Filipinos in there.
Well, considering na this is the first time na nag-host ng Cambodia, it was really a spectacle. Pambihira ang ginawa ng host. And again, congratulations, hats off to the organizing committee. Now, let's talk about the performance so far ng Team Philippines, Doreen. Alam natin na napakaganda ng pagsisimula. How is the morale and of course the performance so far of the Philippines?
Morale is very high. I think our athletes are all on the same page. We want to finish with a higher podium finish compared to last year in Hanoi. But right now, as of this morning, we have 7 medals. Meron tayong 2 gold, 2 silver, 3 bronze, which puts the Philippines in close second to the host nation with 9 medals. Itong 7 medals natin, it just came from 2 sports, Jiu-Jitsu. You spoke to Kaila Napolis earlier, and the other one is Kunbukator. So of course, our first gold came from Kaila, when she bagged the first goal after beating Jessa Khan of Cambodia in Jiu-Jitsu. 2 of our bronzes also came from Jiu-Jitsu with Carl Navarro and Harvey Navarro in the men's duo and Isabella Montana and Diane Bargo in the women's show. So that is 2 of our bronzes. 4 medals, the rest of our medals naman came from Kunbukator. Our second gold came from our SEA Games first-timer, Angel Guenderla, nakakabilib. And nakuha niya yung gold medal na yon just on the eve of the opening ceremony after beating Cambodia in Kunbukator. Which is very interesting, no, Komnoli? Kasi Kunbukator is an ancient Cambodian martial arts where athletes basically beat Cambodia in their own game. So yun, nakakabilib. And the rest, both of our silvers, and the other bronze also came from Kunbukator.
I understand that si Angel came from Penchaksilat, no? And she transformed herself into an athlete ng Kunbukator. So, pambihira talaga ang kanyang nagawa, especially in a very short time. What are the upcoming games na ating dapat abangan today, Doreen? Alam ko na napakaraming, talagang ito na Kumbaga, this is the first day na talagang all out ang competition. So, sino ang mga inaabangan natin and what are the expectations, Doreen?
Right. We have a lot of games lined up today and in the next couple of days, Komnoli. Of course, our national esports team, Cebol, will be starting their medal campaign later today, and they're hoping to continue the country's domination in the SEA Games esports scene. Aabangan din natin yung Gilas PIlipinas men natin, hoping to reclaim the SEA Games gold that is starting on May 9. Of course, our Gilas PIlipinas women also seeking to get their third straight SEA Games medal. Another athlete to look forward to is Vanessa Sarno, heir apparent of Heidelin Diaz, who is set to carry our country's hopes in weightlifting, especially since Heidelin Diaz will be skipping the SEA Games to focus on Paris Olympics. There's also Efren Bata Reyes, who at 68 will still be representing the country, keeping our hopes alive in the SEA Games billiards. Of course, EJ Obiana, world number 3 pole vaulter, Carlos Yulo, and then we also have our athletes in Okchak Trong, obstacle race team, triathlon, swimming, among others, also vying for podium finish in the next couple of days, Komnali.
Wow, a lot of games and of course a lot of medals at stake today. Doreen, alam natin na yan ay tututukan ng lahat ng tao sa Pilipinas, kaya kami mag-aabang na lamang ng mga report mo mamaya over at One Sports and of course the TV5 Media Network. Maraming salamat, Doreen, and stay safe and mabuhay ang ating Team Philippines.
Mabuhay. Magandang umaga sa inyo dyan, Komnoli.
Maraming po salamat. Yan po si Doreen Subay Baguio, ang ating correspondent live from Phnom Penh, Cambodia. And of course, the 32nd Southeast Asian Games is well on its way and we're hoping na patuloy pong makahakot tayo ng mga medalya as our athletes plunge into action. First day na talagang napakarami pong mga sports na lalaban. So again, pagdasal po natin ang ating mga atleta. Alright, bago po tayo mag-break, isa muna pong pagsilip sa ating mga viral videos and pop culture sa mundo ng palakasan sa Stop and Pop.
Power and Play with Noli Iyala.
Wala po tayong video ngayon, pero meron tayong tinatawag na most valuable picture. Ito po ay isang picture na kinuha pagkatapos na inanunsyo ang most valuable player ng NBA. Tingnan natin po na to. Tinroll ng Philadelphia 76ers si Joel Embiid pagkatapos siyang itanghal na most valuable player. Sa picture na to, kitang-kita naman ang malupit na hairstyle ni Jojo. Nilagyan nilang ng MVP ng Sixers Twitter. Setting jokes aside, si Embiid na ang pinakaunang Sixer player na may MVP award mula noong makuha ni Allen Iverson taong 2001. The MVP sa Stop and Pop. And when we return, pag-uusapan na po natin ang Redeem Team. Gilas PIlipinas on its way to Cambodia with Coach Chot Reyes and Coach Tim Cone. Ito po ang Power and Play hatid sa inyo ng Cherry Loom, Cherry Tigo, Chooks to Go at ng True Religion. Ang oras po natin, alas 9 ng umaga.
I dare to dream big. To be a voice of my generation. To inspire resilience in the face of roadblocks. And in sharing my stories, I let others share in my passion.
Follow Kai's stories on Twitter and share yours. with smart double giga stories. Share 2 times the passion with 2 gigabytes for Twitter and more. Guaranteed every day, plus data for all sites.
Simple. Smart ako.
Nag-uumapaw sa real chicken juice. Naswak sa panlasa ng buong pamilya. Available in sweet roast, pepper roast, at harissa roast variants. Chooks to go. Masarap kahit walang sauce. Tawag na sa Chooks to go delivery hotline 8687-1010 o online sa chookstogodelivery.com or via GrabFood at Foodpanda.
It's a true summer sa Radyo 5, True FM. Dito tayo sa totoo.
Mukhang kailangan ko na naman palitan ng bubong ko, pare. Mag-iisang taong pa lang yan. May tulo na kagad.
Ay, bossing! Baka naman kasi hindi matibay yung ginamit nyo. Dapat ang gamitin mo ay cherry loom, ang yerong aluminum. Basta yero, cherry loom. Tibay protektado sa pangmatagalang yero.
Bakit Wonder Nanay ang nanay mo?
Ako po si Jai ng Kawayan City, Isabela. Bukod sa mapagmahal, lagi niya kaming sinusuportahan sa anumang gusto namin. Hindi siya napapagod at patuloy na binibigay ang mga pangangailangan namin. Kaya mama, agyamanak, ay ayaten ka. Happy Mother's Day!
Ngayong Mother's Day and every day, mabuhay ang mga Wonder Nanay. Mula sa 92.3, Radyo 5, True FM. Dito tayo sa totoo.
Mukhang kailangan ko na naman palitan ng bubong ko, pare. Mag-iisang taong pa lang yan. May tulo na kagad.
Ay, bossing! Baka naman kasi hindi matibay yung ginamit nyo. Dapat ang gamitin mo ay cherry loom, ang yerong aluminum. Basta yero, cherry loom. Tibay protektado sa pangmatagalang yero.
Na-miss mo ba ang game kagabi? Gusto mo bang malaman ang latest happening sa sports? Like and follow us on social media. Pwede mo nang balik-balikan ang mga paborito mong games anytime, kahit saan. At pwede mo nang i-share sa tropa. Dito lang tayo sa nag-iisang go-to tambayan ng lahat at One Sports PHL on social media.
Mukhang kailangan ko na naman palitan ng bubong ko, pare. Mag-iisang taong pa lang yan. May tulo na kagad.
Ay, bossing! Baka naman kasi hindi matibay yung ginamit nyo. Dapat ang gamitin mo ay cherry loom, ang yerong aluminum. Basta yero, cherry loom. Tibay protektado sa pangmatagalang yero.
Iba talaga ang ating nanay. Siya ang ating best friend, best teacher, ang ating first hug. Naging favorite din natin siyang girlfriend, ang tunay nating first love. Mama, ikaw talaga ang number 1.
Sus! May kailangan ka, no?
Ang ating one and only, tunay na Wonder Nanay. Para sa lahat ng ina na wagas magmahal at sa lahat ng bunga ng pagmamahal na yan.
Buti na lang kay Papa P kita pinaglihi.
Happy Mother's Day mula sa 92.3 Radyo 5 True FM.
25,000 watts ng totoong tunog ng FM radio.
Totoong pinalakas, totoong pinagtibay ng mga batikang mamamahayag sa paghahatid ng news,
Public service,
entertainment,
music,
information at inspiration para sa bawat kapatid, bawat Pilipino. Ito ang 92.3 Radyo 5 True FM. Dito tayo sa totoo.
Power and Play with Noli Iyala.
Muli pong nagbabalik ang Power and Play in our second hour. Oh, by the way, gusto ko lang pong patingin ng isang happy birthday ang aking mga kaibigan nagsasapit ng kanilang mga birthday. Unang-una si Primo Rene Baltasar. Happy birthday. Gusto ko rin pong patingin, of course, si Primo Sander Tantoco. Happy birthday. Si kapatid na si Algin Cool Cat Del Rosario. Happy birthday. At ngayong araw pong ito si Yusek Dodo Dulay ng Department of Justice. Happy birthday, Dodo. And si Jay Inocentes. Happy birthday today. Lahat po yan mga kaibigan natin sa Batch 80 ng Lasal Green Hills. By the way, May 11 sa Pradera, nandyan po yung tournament ng Battle of Pradera 2 ng Lasal Green Hills Batch 80. Nako, masaya yan. Magsasama-sama po kami. Maraming salamat sa mga taga Pradera Golf and Country Club. Alright, bago tayo magpatuloy, isang muna pong paalala at pagpapasalamat sa lahat po ng mga tagapagtaguyod naman ng Power and Play. Thank you very much, of course, sa Cherry Loom, ang yerong may aluminum. Sa ganitong pabago-bago ang panahon, mga kapatid, sobrang init tapos biglang uulan. Kailangan natin ng matibay at protektadong bubong. Dapat ang bubong ay yerong may aluminum kapag may aluminum tsak na pang matagalan. At isa lang, ang alam kong di kalidad na yerong may aluminum, yan ang Cherry Loom, tibay protektado sa pang matagalang yero. Cherry Loom, ang yerong may aluminum. Thank you! Cherry Tigo 8 Pro, how neat it is to have a 7-seater SUV that has a powerful engine, world-class safety standards, and the latest tech features. Bet you didn't know that the all-new Cherry Tigo 8 Pro has all these features and more at a very affordable price range. Cherry Tigo 8 Pro is equipped with a 1.6 turbocharged gasoline direct injection engine, an advanced driver assistance system, and 12 other safety features, including door opening warning, autonomous emergency braking, and blind spot detection. The flagship Tigo 8 Pro allows you more control of the wheel. What's great is you can also join the green revolution with Cherry Tigo 8 Pro plug-in hybrid electric vehicle or PHEV. So book a test drive now via www.cherryauto.ph or visit a Cherry dealership near you. Thank you! Chooks to Go, ang nag-iisang manok ng bayan. Subukan ang kanilang pinakabagong oven-roasted chicken na mas pinasarap dahil sa nag-uumapaw na flavorful chicken juice. Try their variants, harissa roast, sweet roast, at pepper roast. Subukan din ang Chooks, the first dine-in restaurant ng Chooks to Go. Chooks to Go, ang nag-iisang manok ng bayan. Thank you! True religion is in the Philippines, where passion meets power. Experience it firsthand. For your best style choices, visit True Religion at Conrad S. Maison, Mall of Asia Complex, Resorts World Manila, and Hacienda Designer Outlet, Silang, Cavite. Visit their newest branch at Grand Wing, Newport City, Resorts World Manila. True Religion, where passion meets power. Thank you! Joyride, ang bago ninyong kasundo. Mga kasundo, first booking nyo, use promo code JRMC Taxi para sa 50% off on your first MC Taxi ride. Book Joyride Motorcycle Taxi for safe, affordable, quality, and fast rides. So ano pang hinihintay nyo? Download the JR Super App on Google Play Store and the App Store. Joyride, ang bago ninyong kasundo. Thank you! Elms Seafood Paluto, the latest offering of the Elms Resto Bar Group, located at Unit 2, Ground Floor, Calle Bistre, Ever Commonwealth, Quezon City. Enjoy their delectable seafood menu in a relaxed casual dining atmosphere for your salo-salo seafood meal. Elms Seafood Paluto. Thank you! Skin, your face and body anti-aging center with branches at Alabang Town Center and Green Hills, San Juan. For your skin assessment and treatment schedule, call 0917-890-1640 or 0977-809-8886. Thank you! ASEA Subic Beach Resort. Experience the getaway that you deserve and dive into limitless happenings, rejuvenating experiences, and gastronomic adventures. ASEA Subic Beach Resort. Thank you! And of course, Power and Play is powered by Smart. Live Smart. Thank you! Siya nga pala, doon po sa nag-aabang, lamang po ang Celtics sa 76ers 57-47 at the half sa game number 3 sa Philadelphia. Sana makahabol ang Philadelphia ko. Oh, si paring Homer Sison mentioned na ang kanyang daw prediction, Celtics and Nuggets today. Homer naman, bakit naman Celtics? Alright mga kaibigan, at this point, gusto ko po nang ipasok po ang ating naging kapanayam kagabi. Bago sila lumipad ngayong araw pong ito, ay nakasama po natin sa unang interview ay ang head coach ng Gilas PIlipinas. Naghahanap ng redemption sa kanyang koponan na pupunta sa Phnom Penh, Cambodia para tangkaing ibalik ang gintong medalya sa ating bansa. Ito po ang ating panayam sa Gilas PIlipinas head coach, Chot Reyes. Sakto naman po tayo dahil kasama na po natin ngayon walang iba kundi ang Gilas head coach, Coach Chot Reyes. Coach, thank you so much. On the eve of your departure, thank you for joining us today.
My pleasure, Nolly. Anytime.
You have wrapped up your training camp sa Inspire and you're all packed up and ready to go. Kamusta ang naging training camp mo, ninyo, ng Gilas? And of course, are you satisfied with the results?
I thought it was very fruitful. We were able to get a lot of things done. Iba talaga when you're just ang ginagawa lang talaga, eat, sleep, breathe, and play basketball. So we were able to go 2-a-days plus weights, and then we were able to do some team building stuff as well, because I thought that's very important for the players to really get to know each other. Ika nga, magkaabuyan before heading into battle. And then we were able to play 2 tune-up games. Very thankful to Ateneo for making the trip out there on Wednesday, and then to Magnolia for also making the trip down there on Thursday. We wanted to play back-to-back games to simulate the conditions in the Southeast Asian Games.
And sa tingin mo ba, Coach, those games achieved something na medyo nawala dahil ang tagal mong hindi na pagsama-sama yung mga players na gusto mo o kasama mo ngayon dyan sa team?
Yeah, especially yung mga bago, right? The first timers here. There are a lot of players who are playing together for the first time. Like I said, important dun sa tune-up games kasi sa practice, maganda lahat naman di ba? Pag practice, pag kami-kami lang. But when you play opposition, that's tough. Ateneo and Magnolia, they're both very well known for their ability to defend. It gave us a lot of insight into what else we need to work on in these next couple of days before our first game.
All right. Out of the 28-man pool that was initially named, of course, you're down to the last 15, and then you will be naming your last 12. Coach Chot, for the uninitiated, or uninformed pa, sino-sino itong natitira na lang sa lineup, sa pool, na dadalhin nyo patungo sa Southeast Asian Games?
Well, we have three guys from San Miguel, CJ Perez, Marshall Lassiter, and Chris Ross. And then from Ginebra, we also have 3 guys, Justin Brownlee, Christian Stan Hardinger, and Maya Gray. And then we have Calvin Oftana and si Arvin Tolentino. 2 guys from Meralco, Chris Newsome, at saka si Aaron Black. And then we have some college guys. We have the Phillips brothers from LaSalle, si Ben at si Mike. And then we have Mason Amos, who's already been with us in the past, as well as Jerome Lastimosa, who's also been with us in the past. And then finally, si Brandon Ganuelas Rosser. So basically, those are the 15 that we have. And we want to say that that's the team. Yun na yung 15 sa team. They're going to go with us to Cambodia. They're getting everything that's the team. Except we just need to make a decision on who is the 12 that will play before the team managers meeting sa May 7.
Of course, alam natin, Coach, that maraming hindi nakarating. Maraming minalas tayo at nagkaroon ng maraming factors kaya sila hindi nakasama sa pool, which includes Junmar, of course, Jamie Malonzo, Mikey Williams, and Japet and Scotty and RR Pogoy, just to name a few. People are asking, Coach, sa dami-dami ng players ng PBA at maraming nagpapahinga na ever since natalo or na-eliminate sila, bakit hindi na-tap yung ibang players outside of the I guess the PLDT and the SMC group?
Well, I'm glad you asked that, Nolly, because remember we were asked to give what is called a long list That was 3 months ago pa, matagal na hiningan na tayo. And sinabi nila talaga, basta magbigay kayo ng list of possible players. So, ang nasa isip namin is our regular team. Di ba? Kasi, yun naman talaga yung prepare natin all the way to the windows, all the way to the World Cup. So, nandun pa yun sa 28 where the players who are playing in Japan. So, and even Kai Soto is there, AJ Edu is there. And ang feeling namin, if we give, I think the limit was 30 or something, hindi naman natin pwede ilagay lahat-lahat ng players sa PBA. So that was the first priority. Secondly, ayaw na namin guluhin yung mga ibang teams who were playing at that time. So yung mga nakausap na previously, like obviously the MVP and the San Miguel group, it was easier for us to just tell them, nasa pool kayo, but without any assurances. Mahirap din kasi yun, di ba? Mahirap magsabi sa mga player na, nasa pool kayo, pero wala namang assurance.
Hindi masasama. Correct.
Yeah, it's not as easy as people expect. So that's the reason why.
Alright.
Pero sinagad natin talaga yung list because alam na natin na mangyayari to, di ba? That players will really get injured. Players will have previous commitments. Talagang may magbe-beg off. That's no surprise from the past. So we're very thankful to the PBA that they have continued to make the players available. And I'm sure marami pang iba. Yung kalaban nga namin yung Magnolia, di ba? I mean, there are players there like sila Poli, sila Baroka. They could have easily been in this pool as well. But then, yun nga, there are certain realities that we had to face at the time na hiningi sa atin yung
listahan.
Yung listahan. So,
right.
That's why yung ginawa namin, we focused on yung mga talaga nasa control namin, which is basically the MVP and the Tokentex and the Ginebra teams. And we're very thankful that San Miguel nga was able to allow as well their players.
All right. Well, we know that this is now, a task na very daunting sapagkat it is being branded as a redeem team trying to redeem the gold that we lost in the Southeast Asian Games. Let me ask you, Coach, do you think that this team, or well, maybe the better question is, how do you size up this team compared to your 2021 team? Is this a better team?
I think just for in terms of preparation. Remember kasi yung last year, yung last SEA Games, yung 2021, talagang
Madalian.
The players from Japan, they arrived 3 days, 3 days practice lang. Matthew Wright arrived from the States, na-delay siya sa flight niya, he got only 3 days. And then the week before, biglang Bolik had to leave for the US. Kevin Alas, because of some family situation, just couldn't really make the trip. Puro last minute yun eh. And then si Japet was playing in the finals. Na-injure siya dun sa finals. So, talagang puro last minute yung mga pangyayari. Japet and Poy Eram as well, who was also in the team. So, we lost 4 guys who were practicing already with us. We were able to get a couple of weeks practice. But then, right before we left, yung mga inaasahan talaga namin, 4 of them we lost. And then, like I said, the Ravena brothers and even Matthew Wright, by the time nakarating sila, they were only able to get in. Buti nga, nakahabol pa sila. Talagang hinabol natin nung wala yung 4, di ba? Buti nakahabol pa yung 3. So, that's one. And secondly, I'll be the first to say, we were in a state of flux in terms of the coaching staff. Remember, there was Nenad, we were figuring out if si Nenad ang mag-coach or ako ba o kung sino ba mag-handle. So I think now we have a little bit more stability. So I don't even want to dwell on whether this is a better team or better talent, but I think believe it or not, we are better prepared at this time.
Well, that's good to know, and of course, nakikita naman yan, and hopefully, of course, that will be enough for us to redeem the gold. But again, when you look at that, the other side of the equation is yung kalaban natin sa Cambodia. You've talked about it a lot. You've said na inggit ka, lalong-lalo na sa Indonesia, that has had a chance to be together in Australia. How do you size up the competition in Cambodia? Is it a tougher competition this time around than 2021?
I think Indonesia is even tougher this year. Certainly Thailand is tougher with the 6'9" German Martin Brunick and Tyler Lam coming into play. Vietnam is always going to be tough. So I think there are three very legitimate threats. And nandun sila sa kabilang grupo. Kaya sinabi ko, ayoko itong madaling group kasi for sure sa crossover, malakas yung kalaban natin. Diba? So, but that's how the draw panned out. And regardless, we really have to go through either two of those three anyway if we are going to win the gold. We really have to go through Indonesia, Thailand, and Vietnam. But we are not overlooking those who are in our group because we know how Malaysia has improved over the years, even Singapore. And we won't be surprised, baka yung Cambodia rin, di ba? Baka meron din silang tinatago dyan. So, we're just trying to really be as prepared as we can.
Grabe yung factors na yan. So let me ask you, Coach, sabi mo nga, this is a better prepared team, but the competition has gotten better, especially in the Southeast Asian region.
And even more prepared, yeah.
More prepared and mas maraming exposure sila. Should we be concerned? Are you concerned going to Phnom Penh tomorrow?
I'm a very optimistic coach. And for me, every time I go to battle, it's really to win it all. But I would not be truthful if I will say that I personally am not concerned. Of course, I am concerned because, like I said, taking a look at the opposition, at how they have built up not only their lineups but their preparation and their practices. I think that we are really going to face tougher opposition this time. But I think also that we are a better team this time. We're bringing a better team as well this time. So, ika nga, gusto natin sabihin sa Tagalog, bakbaka na, laban-laban na tayo. Tignan na lang natin kung sinong matitira dyan.
Lalong-lalo na bagong salta, of course, at ang bago nating reinforcement, si Justin Brownlee, who did not play in 2021. And obviously, that is a big plus. Let me leave the Southeast Asian Games momentarily, Coach, and go to the recently concluded FIBA World Cup draw na nangyari sa Maynila just last Saturday. Of course, nakita na natin ang mga makakasama natin sa ating group. And you have been quoted as saying, it may be not ideal, it could have been better, but at least there's a sense of relief on your part. First of all, let me ask you, can you describe the teams? Alam natin yan, Italy, Dominican Republic, and Angola. Can you describe the teams that in our bracket, Coach? And what are these teams made of, and how tough are they?
The one thing that just pops into my mind right off the bat is toughness. The teams that we're going to play are tough, physically tough, as in physical sila maglaro. Italy, as you know, we all know Italy, right? And we know the quality of their players, number 10 in the world. Dominican Republic, if they come in with Carl Anthony Towns and Duarte and Jose Duarte, even without those two, the style of play of the Dominican Republic is very in your face and very physical. They have very quick guards who can get to the hoop and penetrate, and they're really a very physical team. Same thing with Angola. Among all the African teams, I think Angola is the one that plays. They might not be the biggest in terms of size, but they are the most physical. But what we know, and this is very common to all African teams, is their athleticism. They're all great athletes. They are all they have good size. Angola will have maybe a couple of 7-footers, if I'm not mistaken. But they play the game very, very tough. So, mapapalaban talaga tayo dito. In terms of yung banggaan, when I say tough,
physicality.
Physicality talaga. The physicality. Yes. So that is
oo.
what is going to be very important for us to be able to play at that level. Kaya we're lining up in our friendlies, in our tune-ups, to be able to play teams that hopefully can be as physical and as strong, if not even stronger than those teams.
Well, sabi mo nga, there is a sense of relief that now Gilas can plot specifically yung preparations ninyo. So ang tanong ko based on the draw, what kind of team will we need specifically to get past at least the group stages? I guess that's what you're targeting right now, yung group stages. Ano ang nakikita mo, Coach, na klase ng player na dapat nandun sa team na yon para makalusot tayo?
Well, our first area of concern is our size, obviously, right? Our three big men are all injured that we have slotted in there. Japet, Junmar, and even AJ Edu, who we are projected to form the nucleus of our front line. They're all not 100% at this point, obviously, and hopefully in a couple of months' time they will get to 100% shape. And then, of course, we all know the uncertainty surrounding Kai. He has personally given his commitment that he will be available to play. But between you and me, we know that it's not just that, right? There are other factors that are surrounding that as well. So for me, that's the number one concern. We need to be able to get to shore up and solve that frontline situation very, very quickly, because pag yun, wala yun, mahihirapan talaga tayo. So for me, that's the number one. And then everything else will fall into place as long as we have that backbone, that anchor. If you will remember sa 2014, kaya lumaban tayo, it was really because Andre Blatch gave us that inside presence, right? That 7-footer, versatile. In fact, we had the tallest team in the World Cup. We were in the tallest group in the World Cup. But we led the World Cup in rebounding because Andre Blatch was the number one rebounder. So malaking bagay yun. If we can rebound, then we have a chance. I think if we can rebound, then we have a chance.
So when you talk about that size, and then kanina sabi mo nga, very physical yung mga teams na yan, are you saying that it's a choice now to get a team, players na mas more physical than finesse when it comes to your final criteria for, your final choices for the team?
The best way to put it is the players who are physical but can still play our style of play, the speed, the quickness. Ayaw naman natin nung physical na babagal-bagal, di ba? Kasi we will not get any advantage. I always say we cannot match naman the other teams in size. But kailangan lang mayroon tayong at least 2-3 na malalaki who can rebound. We already know that we cannot outsize Dominican Republic or Italy because talagang mas malalaki sila sa atin. But at least if we have 2 or 3 who can rebound against those guys, then maybe we can look for other areas where we can have an advantage.
In that sense, in connection with that, Coach, ngayon, syempre ang tanong ng bayan is, how do you see either Jordan Clarkson or Justin Brownlee fitting into the scheme of your plans? Kasi obviously, isa lang ang makakapaglaro sa dalawang yan. Are you already sizing this up and trying to see sino mas bagay given that we are playing Italy, Dominican Republic, and Angola?
That remains to be seen. They're both going to be part of the build-up. They're going to be part of the training. Even Justin, the real hats off to Justin. He knows that he's basically coming in without any assurances. Chiefly to be just in case if there are problems with Jordan, but still he has willingly accepted that challenge, and we'll never know, right? Malalaman natin yan in the tune-ups that we play.
In the tune-ups
how well will those guys play Because like I always say, they have to fit the system and they have to fit each other.
Any new names na kino-consider ka pa, Coach, that is not yet in your list or not yet mentioned? Meron pa ba?
Right now, wala na. Except we're really hoping AJ Edu. We were trying to get AJ Edu for the SEA Games, but he could only come here around this time. So it would be too late na. Hindi na talaga abot sa practice for the Southeast Asian Games. But of all the players that we have that we really haven't seen playing with the group, it's just really now AJ Edu.
All right. In that connection, on that note also, how much is availability going to be a factor in your final selection? Kasi alam natin yan, sabi mo nga, si Kai Soto has a lot of question marks, not only because of his commitment or to other things, but of course his plans. AJ Edu is another name. But how much of that, how much of availability will be important to you when you come down to the final choices?
It's very simple. If you cannot go with us in our training program, if you cannot be with the team, there's going to be very little. Yeah, there's going to be a very little chance that you can make it. Ayoko naman magsalita ng tapos. Of course, we have to be very flexible and versatile in these situations, especially with the situation of several players. But being there, being part of the training is going to play a very, very big role in our decision-making process.
All right. Coach, meron na bang plano in terms of the tournaments that you will be playing in and, of course, the training camps that you will be setting up?
Yeah, we haven't finalized the dates yet, but it's already pretty sure that we're going to go to Lithuania and play a couple of tune-ups in Estonia, against Finland. We're still trying to see if we can play Latvia, a couple of European teams more. And then hopefully after that, after we come back, hopefully there will be a pocket tournament somewhere nearer in Asia. And there are several teams lined up as well. So ang hirap lang, we were not making any commitments until we saw the draw. So kalalabas lang ng draw last week. So now we are in the process of now making those commitments.
Any estimate?
Yes to the invites.
Any estimate on the cost of the build-up of the training, Coach Chot?
Expensive. I think the person to ask is Butch Antonio. He will be in a better position to answer.
I can imagine. Well, alam natin na itong FIBA World Cup is not only about winning the World Championship, but it's also trying to qualify for the Olympics. And the top Asian team will automatically qualify for Paris. Coach Chot, obviously you're also looking at that. It is not entirely in your hands dahil hindi naman natin sila makakalaban. But which is more realistic, making the Final Four or making the Olympics in Paris?
What do you mean making the Final Four? Making
in the World Cup.
Making the Final Four sa World Cup. But that's why...
Alam mo naman ako kung mangarap ako Coach Kung mangarap ako, laging Final Four.
Kaya binantayan ko yung draw as well ng China, ng Iran. Because they're going to be our chief rivals, right? Japan is in a tough group. Jordan, Lebanon, I think they drew tough draws. But I think Iran, they have Cote d'Ivoire, China has South Sudan. So I think they have drawn teams that they can beat. Yun ang pinoproblema ko. So, hopefully we finish with a better record than they do. And that means we need to be able to at least get a win. Hopefully two, but at least one.
Well, everybody is of course praying and alam natin malapit na yan. Yan ay aabangan natin at I know it's a long road for you starting this year. When you started in January, ang haba na nito from the windows all the way. And you talk about the road up to the Asian Games. You've already requested the PBA to postpone the opening para sa Asian Games. How difficult is it, Chot, to motivate these players, to get up from the Southeast Asian Games practice again the World Cup. Pagkatapos nun, go back and play again in the Asian Games. Just how can you describe to us the task of a coach in that regard?
That's why in our team, in our conversations, we always talk about our why. Why are we doing this? And we're honing in on just service. I mean, just from my example, right? Alam mo naman nangyari sa akin, Noli, the kind of hatred I'm getting and all of the negative publicity, getting booed right here in my own hometown. In the end, the reason I do it is because this is my only way. This is the only way I know how to serve my country, and I think we are all united in that endeavor with the players. It's really servicio more than anything else. This is our way of serving our country. Can you imagine after the draw? Lahat dun tao sa draw, they were already thinking of their schedules, yung mga preparation nila. Tayo, pinuproblema pa natin itong Southeast Asian Games, di ba? So,
right.
It's really, it's not easy. It's a very difficult task. But like I said, this is the only way I know how to serve my country. And I will do it to the
Yan
best.
po mga kaibigan ang panayam natin kay Coach Chot Reyes sa kanyang mga plano and of course sa kanyang mga mitiin para sa ating Redeem Team na patungo sa Cambodia para sa 32nd Southeast Asian Games. We wish him all the best and certainly ang buong koponan ng Gilas PIlipinas. Alright, at this point, sumilip muna tayo sa ilang mga bahagi ng kasaysayan sa palakasan this week in sports history.
Power and Play with Noli Iyala.
May 5, 1969 o 54 years ago, pumirma sa Milwaukee Bucks ang number 1 draft pick na si Lou Alcindor o mas kilalang Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Kinumpleto pa ni Alcindor ang kanyang Bachelor of Arts major in History sa UCLA bago nakapagpa-draft sa NBA. Tumanggi rin siya sa $1 million offer ng Globetrotters para maglaro sa NBA. Ang isang interesting na fun fact, nanalo ng coin toss ang Bucks kontra Phoenix Suns para makuha ang rights na i-draft si Alcindor sa number 1 pick. Dinala ni Alcindor sa kanilang unang kampyonato ang Bucks noong 1971 at ilang buwan pagkatapos niyan ay inanunsyo niya ang gagamitin niya ang kanyang Muslim name na Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Rookie Lou Alcindor aka Kareem Abdul-Jabbar signs with the Bucks this week in sports history. And of course, we know the rest is history. He became the NBA's all-time leading scorer hanggang napalampasan siya ni LeBron James this year. By the way, lamang po ang Boston kontra Philadelphia doon sa mga sumusunod. 88-76 in the third quarter ng game number 3. Alright, at this point, ipapasok ko na po ang ating i-feature in the spotlight.
Power and Play with Noli Iyala.
The winningest coach in PBA history and of course ay coming off a disappointing loss sa Governor's Cup, his plans for Barangay Ginebra and of course his thoughts about Gilas PIlipinas. Kasama po natin Coach Tim Cone. And we are of course with Coach Tim Cone now getting ready, just about ready to go to Cambodia. Tim, it's good to have you on the show. Welcome back.
Oh, it's always great to be here. You know, you're the guy, and I love getting in conversations with you. They're always
well.
great.
I was talking with Coach Chot a while ago, and he also said that he's getting ready for your trip. First of all, let me ask you how was the training camp in Inspire, and are you satisfied with how things turned out there?
Well, ironically, it was very inspiring. We're at the
inspiring.
But one of the things I said to Coach Chot before we left for the camp, and we were still practicing at Morocco, I said, I'm not so sure about the chemistry of this team. I'm not sure, it doesn't look good, and I'm not sure we can get it all together. And then we went to Inspire camp, and we hung out together. We did 2 practices a day. We did weights together. Coach Chot had team building activities every evening after dinner. We watched a lot of video. and you could just feel the team coming together. You could just feel the chemistry coming together. Guys opened up, they talking to each other. In the beginning, it was kind of like cliques. It was like, the Ginebra guys would hang with the Ginebra guys, the Ateneo guys with the Ateneo guys, the Talking Tex guys with them. And it was, there was not a real mix. But after about midway through the Inspire camp, I mean, it was just, everybody was hanging with everybody. It was really, really great to see. I thought Chot Reyes, Coach Chot, did just a tremendous job bringing everybody together.
You know how much is on your shoulders and Coach Chot's shoulders, and of course on this team, trying to reclaim the most precious gold in the Southeast Asian Games with this particular team. Do you feel the pressure? Do you think the boys know the task ahead and how much is expected of them?
Well, a lot of these guys, excuse me, I got something in my eye. A lot of these guys are guys that don't normally get to play for the national team. And because of, they didn't have a passport when they were 15, it's a lot of semantics, the reason why they can't play. And so, but this is the one tournament in which they can. So they're, the guys we have, I feel, are really excited about coming here and playing. Like I said, they seem real hungry, and yes, they do know. They know what the pressure's on them. I think Chris Ross and Marshall Lassiter are on the team. They were with me in 2019 when we swept to the gold. There were no naturalized players, and it was kind of a romp in the park for us. There wasn't much competition. But then all of a sudden now all the naturalized players are coming in, and we are realizing that the competition has really changed. And like Indonesia has 3 naturalized players. Imagine if we were allowed 3 naturalized players: Justin Brownlee, Jalen Green, Jordan Clarkson. I mean, we could put a really good team together. It would be an expensive team, but we could bring a really good team together. But that's basically what Indonesia is doing. They're bringing 3 naturalized players that have no Indonesian blood, and they're good, and they're true imports. So they're going to be tough. We know it, and they're well coached.
And given that, Coach, given the fact that we know the limited time that this team has been together, of course, the Inspire training camp was a big boost. And given the fact that the other teams have been practicing together, what gives you hope that this team is perhaps better prepared, going to Phnom Penh?
I think we have a tendency to use that excuse too often. We have the people, we have the coaches, we have what we need, and we should be able to do what we need to do. This idea of not being able to prepare, we're always throwing that card out there, and these guys are pros. They're in great shape. They just came off a conference. It's not like they've been sitting around. They play against each other all the time. They know each other well. Chot brings in a system that can be taught quickly and well. And obviously, the more you run it, the better you're going to be at it. But it has an immediate reward if you execute. And unlike the system I run, I need a lot more time to put it all together and to make it go. Chot's system, it really allows guys to play their game and get comfortable right away. So and just really trying to get on the same page defensively. It's really about, to me, it's about the chemistry that's developed. And again, I'll say it again, Chot Reyes is a master at team building. He really knows how to team build and get guys on the same page and playing together. So I'm okay with this. I think we got a team that can compete, and I think they're going to be good.
Of course, before I leave the topic of Gilas, the wild card, or maybe the ace up our sleeve, is Justin Brownlee. How is Justin Brownlee? How has he adjusted to the team? And what do you think? How will Justin Brownlee play in the SEA Games?
Well, Justin will play as well as you want him to play. I know that sounds funny, but it's true. I mean, if you need him to go out there and dominate, put big points up, he will do that. If you need him to support and get everybody on the same page and execute, he will do that. If you want him to stop the best player of the other team and not focus on scoring or whatever, he will do that. So he's going to do whatever is asked of him and whatever he feels is needed, and that's what makes him really special. As you saw, when we played in the last window, when we played against Lebanon, everybody was playing well. He was just like one of the guys, moving the ball, creating for other guys, defending. And then against Jordan, we fell behind by 20, 30 points in the first part of the game, and he just took over. He just said, okay, enough is enough. Now I'll show you what I'm all about. And he went out there and scored, 40-plus points, brought us back, got us into a tie from a 30-point deficit. And, and that's Justin. That's Justin. So that's the last guy that I will worry about going into a competition. Don't worry about Justin. Do his thing.
We're very lucky, of course, to have him. And I'm sure he's very happy to have you around as he takes his first international stint outside of the country wearing the Philippine colors. Coach, let me go ahead.
I was just going to say one thing. I wanted to say I feel really positive about this now. I think they're going to be really good, but it's not going to be, we're going to go out there and dominate literally everybody. It's going to be some real trials and tribulations and probably some close games. But I still feel we're going to emerge with the goal. And I know that's kind of a bold statement, but I think we will. But it's going to be some tough times. I mean, there'll be some teams that we can beat up pretty well, easily, but there's going to be some tough teams like Indonesia, Thailand, and maybe Vietnam could be real tests for us.
All right. Well, everybody's, of course, expecting that, and we are all praying for the national team. Let me go to the just recently concluded season of the PBA, the 47th season. Of course, it ended not in the result that you wanted, but of course, Ginebra still had a very, very positive season 47. But let me go to the Governors Cup finals just before. I know you've talked about it enough, but let me ask you, Tim. When you went up in that series 2-1, did you think that you had figured out the championship?
No, I mean it's a long series. If you're up 2-1 in a best of 5, then maybe you're feeling pretty good about yourself. But a best of 7, still a long ways to go. But yeah, we felt positive. We felt like we were doing what we wanted to do. We felt like we blew a big opportunity in Game 4 when we were up 2-1. We could have come out and played a much better game. And we saw that opportunity, and it was an opportunity for us to really gain distance in the series and really put the Talkatex with their backs to the wall. And we came out and played flat for one reason or another. And that's on me. That's a coaching staff problem. When players aren't ready to go, that's not on the players. That's on the coaching staff. We did something that didn't get going, and we didn't get them going. And that put us behind the 8 ball, when we lost that game and allowed them to even the series. That raised their confidence. It gave them a little bit of momentum. But I was still very positive going into it. But, one thing happened, I was on the way to the gym, on the way to Araneta Coliseum, in my car, and I got a phone call before Game 5, and they told me that Justin had food poisoning, was sick, and they weren't sure if he was going to play. And I told him, well, do what you can, see if we can get him ready. And we went in there. I got to the locker room. He was under IV. He was completely gray, colored, his skin color, and I knew we were a little bit in trouble at that point.
Well, you did say that you probably thought it was not meant to be, but obviously there's still a lot of positives from that particular series. We saw how, for instance, Jamie Malonzo and Jeremiah Gray grew up right before our very eyes. How much of Ginebra's future rests on their development, Coach Tim?
Well, I think totally. I think all of the whole future of Ginebra rests on their development. I mean, those are going to be the two key guys going forward. I mean, LA is 38 years old, and of course, he's going through his own battle right now. Japeth is 36, I think, and Christian's like 33. Scotty. I think Scotty, Jamie, and Maya are the real keys to what's going to happen over the next few years for Ginebra. And if I'm an Ginebra fan, which I am, obviously, I'm really happy and feeling secure about our future because of those two guys, along with Scotty. Those are the guys you're going to build around. I think Maya has leaps and bounds to go to, just leaps and bounds. I think he has superstar written all over him, and Jamie has already gotten to that level, actually.
Well, we know what Scotty can do. We know what C-Stan can do, but are there still things that you want them to work on during this off season that you feel they can still bring up and improve as you enter season 48?
Well, I think Christian just needs to continue to take care of his body and get his knees right, make sure his knees are strong throughout the whole year. He's such an intelligent player, and he's shown that through this whole last conference. He can find ways to score. He can find his open teammates. He can defend imports. There's just so many things that he can do well. And it's really just a matter of getting on the same page, figuring out what he needs to do. And he can certainly do it. Scotty is a transformer. He transforms teams when he comes onto it. I see that now with Gilas, and when he comes on the Gilas, he just changes the whole culture of the team when he goes out there because of his unselfishness, because of his incredible work ethic, his hustle, his willingness to do anything that the coach will ask. That kind of rubs off on everybody, and he kind of transforms the culture of the team. And I thought it was kind of unique maybe to us, but when I saw him go to Gilas, I saw him do it to the Gilas team also. So,
really?
Wow. It's just he's just a special talent in terms of that. And you can't talk enough about Scotty. He's really special in ways that other players are not special.
This was the TNT series was your first loss in about 5 seasons in the Governor's Cup. Only your second loss as a Barangay Ginebra head coach. How much did that sting, Coach Tim?
Well, I mean, it's winning is great. You never get tired of winning. Losing is so hard. And I remember when Fred Uitensu, way back and when I was hired, 30 years ago, he once told the team, and that was one of his favorite sayings, that the only guy he knew that hated losing more than him was me. And I don't take losing well. And I guess maybe that's one of the reasons I try so hard to win, because I hate that feeling of losing. I hate coming home. I hate waking up in the middle of the night thinking about the game and letting that happen for like a week. It's just that whole thing I just don't like. So I guess that spurs me to really try to win because I hate the losing part of it. And so it always stings. And
it takes a while.
It takes a while to get over it. It really does.
Yeah,
and,
right.
I think my biggest most painful time as a human being, actually, aside from my parents passing away, was losing in the Asian Games back in 1998. That was the most painful moment I've ever had in my lifetime. And so you can tell I've been very blessed because, that's just about
absolutely.
I haven't had a lot of personal problems at home except for my parents. So, but that was really the most painful time.
And not only are you blessed, Tim, you're also a very positive person, and that's why it just keeps on rolling for you. And just to wrap up season 47 here, you went into 2 finals, you won 1 title, not bad at all. And so aside from the Commissioner's Cup title that you won, if there was one single thing that you liked about your season, what was it?
Well, I find it's really hard to back. It's really, really difficult to get your motors back, especially if we've kind of forgotten about that Bay Area Dragons series we had. I mean, that was really a special series, and we had to play our A++ game to get able to win that series, and there was a lot of good feeling about that, and I was really worried that it was going to, we were going to come out flat in the next conference and not play well and kind of get, knocked out early or whatever. But our players found ways to continue to stay up and focused and continue to battle all the way through. And, if Justin doesn't get sick, who knows? Maybe we do get that back-to-back. So it's just that ability that the players were able to sustain their effort and their focus and their concentration throughout the whole next conference after that big win against the Bay Area Dragons. I thought that was, to me, the most satisfying part of this last year.
Well, it's going to be a long off season for the entire league, and of course, especially for your team.
Ang panayam natin kay Coach Tim Cohn, if you want to hear the entire, konti na lamang ang kanyang yung natitira dyan. If you want to hear the entire interview, puntahan nyo lang po ang aming Facebook page sa Power and Play. Of course, he said, one thing that he said na hindi nabanggit dyan is that sabi niya yung group daw nila is beatable. So, let's hope na yung kanyang optimism ay talagang magbunga ng isang magandang performance ng Gilas sa FIBA World Cup. Alright, bago po tayo magtapos, gusto ko lamang pong banggitin ang mga nanalo sa ating Joyride Super Up Top Up promo. Ang mga nanalo po ngayong araw pong ito, si Jeffrey San Juan, Ivan Chris Onco, Marjorie Gogo, Ariel Rosadenio at si Yenny Certeza. Congratulations, you all win 1,000 pesos e-wallet credits from Joyride Super App. Magagamit nyo sa delivery, Joyride car at sa motorcycle taxi. Doon naman sa ating Pulso ng Bayan, mga kapatid, ang dami po nagpadala doon sa ating katanungang makukuha ba natin, marireclaim natin ang titulo sa Southeast Asian Games? Well, ito po ang ating napiling mga nagkomentaryo mula kay Genesis E. Marco. Sabi niya, big yes! Buong buo ang tiwala namin na makakuha ng gold ang Gilas. Tamang teamwork lang ang sangkap para sa pagkapanalo. Parang chooks to go. Tamang-tama ang sarap kahit walang sauce. Go! Gilas Puso! Congratulations, Genesis. At yung isa pa pong nanalo natin ngayon ay si Robert Tariman. For me, kayang-kaya ng Gilas Pilipinas na ma-reclaim ang gold medal sa 32nd SEA Games with such good defense and teamwork. Surely they will win. Practice makes them hone their skills and there's always hope. Also, wag lang silang maging kampante sa kanilang laban. Fighting Gilas Pilipinas. Maraming salamat sa inyo and congratulations. And that'll do it for us this Saturday. Marami po salamat. Lagi namin sinasabi tuwing Sabado, bawal ang masungit. At sa lahat po ng ating gawain, ad maiorem Dei gloriam, all for the greater glory of God. Kami po ang 1PH Teleserbisyo para sa Pilipino. Susunod na po ang inay ko po. Happy Sports Weekend, mga kapatid! More power, more play!
Sa kapwa ko Pilipino, ipagmalaki ang galing na meron tayo. Ilantad ang likas nating talento at magdala ng saya sa mundo. Sa harap ng pagsubok ay di susuko. Para sa pangarap tayo'y porsigido. Magpakitang gilas na at magpapatalo. Ipagdiwang natin ang Pilipino. Yan ang Pinoy. Mula noon at hanggang ngayon, talento natin ang bida. Mula sa simpleng bakuran hanggang entablado natin ipakita. May pagsubok man ng Pinoy, pinalalakas ng saya. San man tayo sa pulo, Chumbe, Sibay, Lakay, Amiga. Sama-samang pakita ang galing natin katropa. Sa kapwa ko Pilipino.
Inay ko po! Sabado, alas 10 ng umaga.